Formally, once again, good evening to everyone, and I would like to extend warm welcome to all the participants and panelists joining us for this webinar. It is on Cut the Clutter, Artificial Intelligence in Human Resources. My name is Romesh, Srivastava, Editor-in-Chief, SightsIn Plus. I would like to introduce the panelists for this discussion. Mr. Harjeet Khanduja is the author, speaker, also stand-up comedian, and Vice President, Senior Vice President, Human Resources at Reliance Geo. And another panelist is Mr. Manish Chum, is the founder of workfloww.ai. He is also the mentor and facilitator for our certification program, that is AI in HR. So, Harjeet, if you look at the right now scenario, I think the adoption is on rise. And if I talk in your language, that AI is not buzzword right now, it's a reality, and it's moving very fast. Still, how do you see the current scenario of AI in HR, and how do you see the possibilities? How do you see in next 3 to 5 years AI in human resources?
Thank you, Romesh, for having me here. And that's a very interesting question that what will happen in 3 to 5 years. I am feeling like a fortune teller that what is going to happen in next 3 to 5 years. Think, Uh, I can tell you what is happening now, and that will give you an idea mm, that what are the possibilities. Okay, anyone who has to predict future has to work on possibilities. That what are the possibilities?
My
One
question is
poss.
both. What is the current trend and what are the possibilities in future, next 5 year? Little broader.
Hmm. So I went for something called DEXA scan, which is for bone density. So a very um, difficult type of a scan. Um, did DEXA scan, and when the report came, I was not able to understand what it means. So, and doctor consultation was after 2 days. So what I did was I uploaded the report on ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT made it so simplified and told me what is wrong, what is okay, what are the things I should be worried about, what medication I should take, what change in habit I should have, what all I should be eating. So it gave me everything. Earlier, if I would have gone to doctor, whatever doctor would have told me, I would have accepted. This time when I went to doctor, the doctor was sweating because I was so prepared with so much information which was rich, and doctor did not expect that patient will come with so much information, whether I should eat this, what is the problem with this medicine or that medicine. Same is going to happen with HR. Currently, many things we say um, to employees and employees accept, or we say to business leaders accept. That is not going to be the case in future. Suppose you are consulting a business head and you say, no, this is not how it should be done. The person can go to ChatGPT or any other engine and figure out what are the court cases on this subject and tell you that, look, this is what the regulation says. Why are you recommending something else? So HR as a profession is going to be much more difficult. Your knowledge base has to be much stronger if you have to sit in front of business or if you have to sit in front of employees. Now, thing is, it is not AI which is going to change this profession. Okay, AI is just enabler. I will tell you a story. Maybe you have heard this story before, but I am not sure that all the participants on this call have heard this story. So during COVID time, I had a friend called Prasad. He was 70. So he was worried uh, that COVID has come, whether I am going to get my pension or not, because all these people who are getting pension, they have to go to pension office and they have to declare that I am alive. So I told Prasad, don't worry, I will take care of it. So I called the pension office. Pension clerk said, sir, no problem. Do a WhatsApp call. I will verify on the WhatsApp call that he is alive and he will get the pension. So I thought Prasad will be very happy. Prasad was furious. He said, when this facility was there for past 10 years, why was this guy making me run to the pension office? Thing is, it is the behavior of people which determines whether any technology will be successful or not. It is not the technology alone which decides. Right now, people are using AI because they see value in it. And when the entire society is seeing value in it, they are going there, finding out things. So it is not that only HR is changing. The whole society is changing because uh, the kind of things we used to struggle with, they are easily available. Our behaviors are changing. For anything or everything, we are going there, looking at one of the AI tools, and that's how we have started working. So HR will not have an option to work, but no, we are HR. We will not work as per what the society is doing. So there will be pressure. We will have to upgrade our skill set, and most of our processes will get upgraded based on this, based on our behaviors and based on the behaviors of our businesses and the people. Uh, you can call them employees, you can call them gig workers, you can call them candidates. They are going to determine how we are going to work in the future.
I think we rightly said that you have highlighted two examples. One of the exercise scan that is, maybe a little medical example might be that is for the bone density. Generally, doctor recommend this test, and you can figure it out at what is the bone strength right now you have. What is maybe that is as per your age or below the age or above the age. So you can find it out. So definitely the report as far as concerned, so you can get some very good responses from the artificial intelligence to understand for the understanding. Another example you have shared about the mindset, the behavior, how you look at the technology. What is your mindset? What is the behavior? How you use this technology? That is also equally important. Manish, coming to you now, I was a little scared and I was curious as well that how many HR professionals they are using the artificial intelligence in human resources right now. So I gone through the some reports on media, some internet. I tried to explore, but when I took our own WhatsApp channel with around 50,000 people and ask the same question that how many HR guys are using the artificial intelligence in human resources. So it varies. Actual the number is if I try to read the whole survey. So I put there that 25% humans HR guys are using the artificial intelligence in human resources, 50%, 75%, 100% HR professionals using the artificial intelligence in HR in 2025. So results are around 21 people are saying only 25% HR professionals they are using the AI in HR, and only 11 people are saying that 50% HR professionals are using the AI in HR, and only six people said that 75%. Even if you look at the reports on internet, so there is also figure around 35%, 40% people that are using the artificial intelligence in HR. People are exploring the artificial intelligence, but how to start from, where to start? I think that is also a challenge. Manish, how do you see what is the adoption of AI in HR fraternity, and How do you see what are the challenges when they start exploring and when they start using the artificial intelligence in HR?
So, first of all, thanks, Romesh, for having me here. And very interesting question, and very interesting insights what you shared in terms of numbers. In terms of how many people feel that how many of their peers in the HR community are using AI. So, I think let's demystify this whole question into sub parts to it, right? So, first one is when we say usage of AI, I think we have been using AI for very long, right? It's just that I mean, AI has been existing for 75 years, right? It's the generative AI which has taken a considerable leap in the last few years. And, the poster boy of generative AI is ChatGPT. And that's why, there is a lot of buzz around it. So we've been using AI, for good some time, but may not be with as defined applicable scenarios, to solve people problems or HR problems, right? Now, I think with this generative AI coming in, with this low code environment coming in, with those agentic AI coming in, now we are getting a lot of exposure to different scenarios where we can start using AI for our own HR workflows, right? So, but you said it right. The It's an exciting space. People are exploring it. People are trying to fiddle with it. People are trying to experiment with it, and so on and so forth. What we have also observed, Romesh, is that, and to your question, that what is the challenge, or what are the how to start, and what are the key challenges what HR professional face. One is that first of all, we need to understand the different aspects of this technology. Okay. Now, when we say AI, it has multiple aspects to it. Okay. Multiple applications to it. This technology is a multimodal, so you can deal with text, you can deal with videos, you can deal with images, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple usages part of it. But what I believe very strongly is that unless technology is able to solve any of your problem statement, either technology is able to save your money, either technology is able to save your time, is able to bring more intelligence to you, we will not be able to, optimally use the technology. Now, to do that, first of all, we need to understand this, right? And especially within HR fraternity, I think there is another important aspect that the definition between programmers or the coders or the tech guys and the non-tech guys is blurring. Now, people without any tech background can actually are creating apps, are creating websites, through vibe coding and low code applications. So first of all, it is like any other craft, you have to understand the basics of it, like what is machine learning, what is deep learning, how neural networks work, what are LLMs, some terminologies about what are tokens, what are temperature, what is a context window, so that you understand the lay of the land, right? You need to experiment with the tools. You need to understand what is wrapper, what is foundational model, right? So that elevate the basic understanding about the technology and its usage, right? So that's the first step, right? The second step is understand, and what we typically call as first stage should be like learn about AI, and the next stage is use AI for your own problem statements. So if you are an HR business partner, if you are dealing with your business stakeholders, as Harjeet mentioned, that use this thing to understand more about different levers of the business. Try to get information from the internet and try to create thinking models around it, right? So get much more deeper insight, because that's the power what you have. And then go deep into it. Okay. So don't rest with only your role. If you are an HR business partner, look at from your role, look at from COE's perspective role, look at from HR automation, HR analytics, and so on and so forth. Then the third stage is use AI to build things, right? So learn AI, use AI, and then build with AI, right? So these are typically three phases in which we always recommend, our learners, through multiple courses as well, to do that. So for which, and very important point Harjeet mentioned is that a lot of people have misconceptions that now AI will solve a lot of their problems. It is not. In fact, what we have seen is that people who are experts in their domain are able to use AI with much more efficiency because they are using AI as a tool to achieve an outcome rather than just making the tools as an outcome, right? So it is creating a very interesting paradox that you have to be more human to deal with this AI, right? To use this AI for your own benefit. So, Romesh, some interesting insights coming in, and this is how these are typical challenges what people face, and this is how they can solve it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think 100% reliance on AI tool, that is also a challenge. So one question is in the chat box that sometime, chat GPT has given the wrong diagnosis. So someone has responded that, yeah, that's why we go to the doctor. So definitely 100% reliance on AI tools or any other technology. So that is not good. So this is also one of the challenge. Harjeet, how do you see what are the challenges when we are adopting the AI as a starter, as a beginner in human resources?
And like both of you said, uh, we are thinking it is like a balm which we will bring and we will put on our knees and it will give us relief. So it is not a panacea which is going to fix everything on its own. So if you compare it with a motorcycle, you want to run fast. First is you have to bring motorcycle. You need to have that capital for bringing it in. Second is you will have to put petrol in it. Third is you will have to learn how to drive it. And then you have to think of, okay, safety, I have to wear helmet and what are the things which we need to do. Then you have to practice on it. And after that, you have to tell where you want to go. Otherwise, motorcycle on its own cannot take you anywhere. So this is just like a motorcycle. It has come, it is going to improve. So if you compare it with the first motorcycle which came and like you were talking about adoption 25% and right now people are just sitting on the fence and watching. Can it actually work? And if it is going to work and it will come within my budget, then only I am going to use it. So, and another misconception which is there in the market, that is that it is going to take away everyone's job and AI is all powerful. Nothing like that. This is another version of Google which has come in, which can talk. Uh, I also got into this fear which you were talking about that is going to take over. So somebody psyched me up by making these kind of statements that, okay, HR has no future and things like that. Then I went through the whole thing. And finally, when I listened to Google I/O, I realized this is basically when you search on Google, it gives you certain results. This guy is going one step further, going through all the documents and giving you a simplified answer. That answer could be true, that answer could be wrong based on what data this person, this AI tool is referring to. Suppose you have to bring in a leadership candidate in the organization. Can AI bring it in? AI might help you in preparing certain briefs, explaining the role in a better manner, but the person is going to look at your face, how you are treating that person, what kind of trust you are building, what kind of confidence you are building, and then that candidate is going to make a decision whether I'm going to join this organization or not. It will not be because of that you are using AI or AI is telling me to join this organization, so I will join. It is just a tool, and it is in our interest to master that tool. So, like in case of employee engagement also, suppose any employee has a problem or two employees uh, have had a fight, there is a agitation. You have to solve that agitation. You have to talk to people, understand their perspective. You can't say, oh, Go to the AI tool. I have given you a chatbot. Type in here and it will give you answers. It can't. It is not that it can't. It can give you answers, but for solving human problems, you have to be human. You have to understand the undercurrents. And uh, those are the things where uh, in HR, we are thinking too much about AI in terms of what it is going to do and what it will not be able to do. We should not have a all or nothing kind of a mindset that everything will be done by AI or AI is faltu, we are not going to do anything on AI. Let's accept that, okay, there are certain good things which can help improve our processes. Let's use it for those things. And instead of thinking too much about what bad it can do, it is not going to do that much bad as we are thinking or as people are creating fear about it. That is not true.
Yes, I completely agree. I think there is a lot of razzmatazz and a lot of a kind of debate happening that be all and end all kind of a technology. AI is like any other technology. Whenever any new technology comes, it's an evolution stage, and there is a theory that we are still at the tip of iceberg of the AI evolution, right? So the real AI is not this AI; it's still a weak AI. The real AI is the AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. But set apart that, I think one of the challenges what we have seen for the HR fraternity is that I think they are taking this entire thing as a very sweeping understanding of it, right? There is a way this AI technology will evolve. First, it will go into the processes which are rule based. Once if there are no rules, that is there any possibilities to define the rules, and then the possibilities will come. It takes a lot of time, effort for any business use cases to get established, validated, and then businesses adopt it, and then subsequent impact on roles starts coming in, right? So that is one misconception. Second is that it is a savior technology and you can just pretty much ask anything and you'll get a solution. In fact, what we have seen, Romesh, is that we are so habituated to find a solution. If anybody is using AI tools to just ask the solution, trust me, this AI tools will take you for a trip, will just take you for the ride. uh, what we have seen the reverse. People who have developed their capabilities to craft and define the problem statement, they are able to use AI tools much more effectively, right? So now it is no more the solution. You have to start really thinking about how to define a problem statement, what you need first, second, third, fourth. So that is why if you are doing a prompt engineering very seriously, it might turn out to be very, very exhausting for you, right? Because you are actually crafting a problem statement in the prompt engineering part of it. So I think that's where that highlights the domain expertise as well. So people, what we have seen also, few of the HR folks, if they don't focus on their core capabilities of people science, people behavioral science, how people processes work, they may not be able to use this technology very effectively, and eventually it leads to a very suboptimal output, and they will just be churning out the output from the AIs, which are now very easy to spot on actually.
So right, I think very first you have to start learning the AI, and that is the very first step, and that comes with your mindset, how curious you are, your curiosity. That is very important. First, to start learning the AI. Then, Manish, if I ask that, what are the simplest areas in HR where we can use the AI and get the maximum result? So how? So for a learner who's starting the AI, so what are these areas?
So, in terms of application of AI or how to go about learning the AI, I mean, Ramesh, if you can just clarify that.
Application in
Sure.
which we can use the AI.
Sure, sure. So yeah, I mean, the very simple things, like for example, if you are, brainstorming, you can use AI. If you are doing data analytics, you can use AI. If you're doing researching, right, there are a lot of tools which will give you now very authenticated, fact-based, research-based kind of things, which comes into a research base. And I always feel that, doing a thoughtful research is a very underrated capability. I think people who do it in a very, very methodical way, create something, very, very different results in that sense. You can do a lot of simulation, right? With scenarios. Now, those simulation can be simulation for data, or it can be simple, scenario of the, business situations as well, right? One very interesting thing, if you ask anybody, okay, how are you using AI? I mean, I'm sure 80 or 90% of the people say, no, I use it to draft emails, right? But that is called content creation, right? But what we always recommend is that just add two more pieces to it. Don't restrict yourself only to the content creation. Add content repurposing, which means text to video, video to text. You can create a lot of infographics, for employee messaging. You can create now campaigns. You can create prototypes of the, platforms which you are always dependent on your IT teams or some external vendor. And very, very importantly, Romesh, and I'm a big fan of this, is content consumption. Now, the content is getting created by everybody, but what kind of content to consume and how to consume and pick the relevant insights out of it is absolutely important. So not only content creation, but content repurposing and content consumption also, right? So these are simple ways of how you can, and we call it as horizontal capabilities. Now, these are there in every HR role. Degree may vary from HRB business partners to COEs to operations part of it, but these are pretty much, a horizontal capability. You can use it to sharpen your thinking, to become more complex thinker by, really use some thinking model to pressure test your solutions, right? It can be data analytics solutions, or it can be a contextual solutions. So these are some of the horizontal ways in which you can use it. There's another way of using it in vertical ways, Romesh, especially for HR folks. So then you can go deep into, let's say, subdomains of HR: talent acquisition, talent management, engagement, HR analytics, HR strategy. And then you can go deep into it to solve certain use cases, right? And that is driven by your understanding about what is your understanding about AI. And then you actually start getting into solving certain use cases, and then you start getting agentic AI, then you start building apps and so on and so forth. I have seen people really now creating HR frameworks, right? Or inventing new structures, thought structures. So that is how some of the ways, Ramesh, HR professionals can start using AI in a very, very simple and effective ways.
So, very beautifully, I think you have answered the question. And Harjeet, now coming to our five HR functions. So, I think one question is also here in chat box that maybe the recruitment, maybe L&D, maybe performance. So, out of recruitment, where do you see the uses of AI, and how do you see the results when we're using the AI for the performance management, maybe for the engagement part, maybe L&D part? What is your take on this?
I will give you a use case. Somebody was asking on the chat also. So, like for each company, you get comments on Glassdoor or Ambition Box or some other platform. What you can do is you can download those contents and download those comments, and you can feed it to the AI engine. And you can use any AI engine, say ChatGPT, and ask it to analyze it. It can do the analysis and tell you. It is very difficult to go through, say, 7,000 statements which are written in language to understand what is the problem or what are the strengths of the company. You just put that in an engine, and it will give you a beautiful summary of these are your problems. You ask it that, okay, tell me how many people are facing this problem. Can you create a table of it? It will create a table for you, and you will be able to objectively look at the data which was not structured till now in a structured manner. And then you can plan your engagement strategy or how you are going to fix things in your organization. This is a beautiful use case uh, which people can try apart from recruitment. Look, recruitment, if you see, uh, there are partners. Like you talk about Naukri, you talk about Apna, each one has integrated. They uh, AI engines in their tools. We have been seeing similar candidates. The same thing Amazon does. Uh, the people who bought this product also bought this. These are recommendation engines. Now, people have been using recommendation engines outside HR, within HR. Not from today, means almost 10 years. 2000, since 2012, I believe similar candidates is there in many recruitment tools. That is a AI thing. So if you think that, oh no, we are not using AI, we have been using AI. Now, this nano banana has come. Now, without knowing you, I can actually create a picture with you, having lunch with you, or whatever. See the implication on HR. People can do deep fakes, and how you are going to figure out that the person who interviewed with you or the person who took your test is actually going to join you? Whether the person who is taking your test knows the thing, or the person is using ChatGPT or any other tool to answer your questions. For these, the testing engines have built-in controls, and everyone is improving their controls. So security is going to be a big thing in the HR tools. Now, on the performance management side, if you see till now, how you do performance management, you ask the person, write your goals. And then against your goals, you write what you have actually achieved. You can make those things more objective. What is the KPI you are picking? And your business engine can actually pick up that data for that individual and tell, this was the target you took, and this is what company actually achieved. So this is what your percentage achievement is. After a time, you will find that most of the jobs are going to be precisely defined. Outcomes created beforehand, the way Swiggy and Uber does. Most of the traditional companies will be defining jobs precisely, defining KPIs precisely, and monitoring them through data, and give, say, a percentage that 60 or 70 your manager is going to say, or what your peers are going to say about what you have done. This is something which is going on right now. In ER, there is a beautiful use case that any dispute, and I gave this example earlier also. Suppose you stop somebody's gratuity, the person will come fighting with you, and you will have to cite that because of which case or because of which uh, uh, past incidents you can actually do that. Now, these kind of insights earlier, like Manish was saying, it used to take a huge amount of time to go through Supreme Court cases and find these kind of insights. AI can do this for you within minutes. So any use case in ER which is coming, instead of going to Supreme Court cases and spending 2-3 hours figuring it out, you can actually do it through deep research. And this is not that you have to pay for it. This is also a free option. In Gemini, in Perplexity, and in ChatGPT. Put it, and within 15 minutes, it is going to analyze all those court cases and give you, this is the area you were looking for references. Here are the references. So any area you pick up in HR, there is a use case. Training, performance coaching is a use case which I have myself implemented. I find that a very beautiful use case where if you are not able to perform well, it can help you with the things you are not doing right. So all the areas there are practical examples. For your company, you will have to figure out which example actually fits your organization. You have to find your use cases. No one else is
No,
going to do
absolutely,
that.
absolutely. So other than talent acquisition itself is a big business. So other than talent acquisition, if you see, you have for many use cases for the HR analytics, for PMS, for performance and L&D for learning and development. So Manish, you have also designed a very beautiful course for this, and this is in this session you are also elaborating that how what are the use cases and how the people can start with the AI, how they can learn how to use the AI in human resources. So just I would like to share the screen, and if you can elaborate a little that within this course, what the if the people they enroll, that what would be their learning experience.
Sure. So thanks for highlighting this point, Romesh. So as we discussed that it is important to take on this AI and HR as a the whole objective of it in a very structured way. So you need to go in a stepwise way, and all the more reason because this is such a new field that you have to really ensure that your fundamentals are in place, and then you subsequently take it right. So what we've designed, Ramesh, and this is for all the participants here as well, that it's a 2-day course. Which is staggered, for 2 weekends. Overall learning, hours is about 10 to 12 hours, and therein it's packed into two days. After the session, there is very important, and and this is a very thoughtful decision what we have put in place, that there will be an after session support of 2 weeks, so that people who have learned things can practice and can also clarify their doubts as well. So if you can scroll down, so the day one is more to do with building the foundation. So as I mentioned, it focuses on understanding about AI. So what is the different terminologies in AI, what this technology is all about. Because as I mentioned that this technology has been there for 75 years, and at every critical stage there is a new capability which has been added, and what we see today is a bit more evolved form of it, right? What are the different areas wherein what AI can do, what AI cannot do? We literally go a deep dive into it. For example, one person says that how about AI using empathy and all these softer element like judgment and creativity. So technically AI is not tuned for it. In fact, AI itself doesn't know what is the next output, what it is giving, because it has been trained on the historical data. Now somebody will be able to understand this once somebody understands that, okay, what are the neural networks, how the algorithm works, what are LLMs, what is the probability of output. And so we go deep into it, and this is very much created for HR folks to understand, or HR professionals to understand in a very non-technical way. So that was also one of the question on how this addresses that. Then we go through a universe of different AI tools, what tools can support individuals in different aspects. So here, a lot of tools cover horizontal capabilities like research, data analysis, simulations, data interpretation part of it, or data consumption, data generation, content generation. So these are some of the tools, and we keep on doing research on these tools, and keep on through our research creating those use cases, that what tool to use where. Because some of these tools are like almost you have hired a business analyst for yourself. It's almost like you have hired a data engineer for yourself. So we cover that. And one of the unique differentiator for this course is that we hyper contextualize all these tools from a functional use cases perspective, right? So which tool to use where in ADDIE model of instructional design, which tools to use to create a persona in employee engagement, which tools, and how to use, what kind of concepts to use to create a learning journey for a different employee segments. So these are some of the things what we do. How to use agentic AI to search search for candidates, with the particular job description and send them a personalized emailers. So these are the few things what we delve into. So next, then we understand, because there are a lot of capability building models for HR professionals. So with this AI coming in, there is a new capability building model for HR professionals on AI is coming up. So how to continue yourself to upgrade yourself, on the AI skills is something again what we talk about. And if you can go, slightly back to that content, Romesh. So these are some of the things what we do on day one. Apart from that, very importantly, ethics in AI. What are the areas, wherein this AI system right now is struggling from an ethical perspective, and what are the shortcomings of it? Let's say, for example, any good AI is where you can observe, how the AI has been operating, but a lot of AI tools are black boxes. All right, you don't know, even in ChatGPT, if you give something, it doesn't tell you what how it has arrived at that particular solution. But there are other tools like DeepSeek which actually gives you a explainability of the solutions, right? So we do cover on that, how to not to get in the trap of hallucinations, how to do a cross validation. So that's pretty much day one. Day two is very deep, building functional expertise in terms of going solving use cases domain by domain. So we start with HR analytics, then we go into HR strategy, then talent acquisition. And we don't only say, okay, talent acquisition of matching the JD with the profile, but how to simulate different kind of interview styles, how to create assessments, how to, now, one great thing is that you can create your own assessments, which you can use it in a very quick way. And you can also test and validate it, right, by using certain statistical concepts, which was like couldn't be done so easily, right? So how to create assessments, how to do funnel analysis, and so on and so forth. Then engagement, uh, you know, a customized engagement strategy basis different user profiles in the organizations. So likewise, we go into it. We hyper contextualize the functional use cases, as what Harjeet mentioned. We have researched and curated different use cases as a library. We solve it, and we also help our learners to solve it. And then, coming to the end part of it, how, as a continuous learning journeys, what our students or what our learners can practice. And of course, then, the 2 week support process. And of course, this has a certificate, this has a learning toll gates and milestones, and a lot of practice and a lot of, very premium quality research based content. Again, very much focused on application, a lot of show and tell, and a lot of practice, right? So very quickly, Romesh, that was a essence of the course.
So I think very beautifully you have explained about this course, how it is going to help in all the HR functions. They can learn and they can start using the AI in human resources. Now, coming to another very important aspect that sometimes we talk about the fairness when we are using the artificial intelligence. So, how we can ensure the fairness, or you can say how we may remain fair when we are talking about the decisions. These are unbiased, these are transparent. So, Harjeet, how do you see when this is a challenge, also challenge when we talk about the biasness and transparency and this fairness?
Before that, I want to tell a use case. I learned
Yeah,
it,
please,
and
please.
I believe it will be very useful for the participants. So one use case is you can connect your LinkedIn account with your ChatGPT account if you have a paid ChatGPT account, which comes for 2,000 rupees. Right now, they're selling it for 399, and it doesn't work on 399 account. But for 2,000 rupee a month, you can connect it with your ChatGPT with LinkedIn, and then instead of writing those difficult codes, you can just write in human language which kind of profiles you are looking for. It can go on your behalf to LinkedIn and find the profiles you're looking for. So otherwise, you would say spend uh, an hour or hour and a half to find those profiles. If you do this, You can actually sit and enjoy, and within 10 minutes, you will get the profiles you're looking for, and it can arrange those profiles and compare those profiles and whatever you want to. Uh, uh, if somebody is asking, is it for leadership? You can do it for leadership. You can do it for any profile. So it is just a tool. But this was a brilliant feature, and I believe it can reduce the work of recruiters to a large extent. The kind of profiles you're looking for. This was something I wanted to share. As far as fairness is concerned, I will tell you a story. Uh, when your kid is growing up, then you uh, then you figure out that this guy is not doing certain things properly, and you try to correct the kid. And then your wife tells you your kid is doing this because you also do this. So that fairness and transparency, AI is not coming with any preconceived notion. It comes with, like, when you train a model, you train a model on your thought process. And when you are training a model on your thought process, after that you say, oh, there is a bias. This is not correct. AI is just a reflection of what you are. And once you see those things in the mirror, you say, no, this is not how it should be. So that way it helps when you have something to reflect upon. So definitely this way, like, there are things, people say that um, whenever you are implementing AI, you should use diverse data sets. You should do bias audits. You should keep a human in loop. Like, any AI tool gives you thumbs up, thumbs down. So what kind of answers? And that is how AI learns. So if you just do that, and we were talking about hallucinations, you have to create a policy if your AI hallucinates and gives a wrong answer. You put a chatbot for queries and it hallucinates and give a random answer that yes, you can buy a phone worth 50,000 rupees and your policy says 20,000 rupees. Who is going to take that cost? Will employee take that cost, or will employer? And in case of employer, who is going to bear that till the time you fix it? So these are important considerations when you are implementing AI. And look, it is not a perfect tool as of now. Everyone says 10%, 10% hallucination. That is a huge, because you don't know which 10%.
Yeah. So we are also running out of time right now. So it is already, we have only the 5 minutes left. So so Shobit has been also the part of our last session, what we did for this artificial intelligence in human resources. So Shobit, would like to share quickly any of your feedback on this?
Very insightful, in fact, to listen and understand about what AI can do. Obviously, we have not reached to a point where, back in the 90s when Terminator Judgment Day released, and we spoke about how this one particular artificial intelligence becomes sentient and apocalypse comes. So we haven't reached that point, of course. But yes, I do agree how artificial intelligence has played a very key role, and it will continue to evolve and play a role very critical. And the person who or people who master this AI are the ones who would evolve. And that's how HR will also move ahead of the curve. Now, coming back to the session that I had attended, I think it was a brilliant session. I'm actually being very vocal about it here. We spent 2 days deliberating. We spent 2 days discussing about the roles that we can play. I come from a background of human resources and employee relations, erstwhile known as industrial relations. And today I can tell you that I use AI in a lot of my critical decision making, where the last, of course, the decision, of course, rests with the human, but then it is supported by facts, evidences, and I've worked a lot on understanding how AI works. So I've also understood from Manish and from other industry and subject matter experts on how prompts can help you lead to a better conclusion. So my way of prompting, and I think I'm still trying to evolve and learn this as I go through, but I'm learning to become a much better prompt I give better prompts so that AI does not hallucinate for me. And let me tell you, from understanding labor laws to practically, implementing it, all of that I face today in a fast-paced aviation industry that I work with, Indigo. I think it's more and more important because Indigo, not just, in our company, we try to solve people's problems, we try to solve issues, but then our focus has also been to be fast and efficient at the same time.
Manish, would like to share your any final comment quickly?
So I just want to tell all the HR professionals, who are attending this webinar. You see, the journey of AI is not a journey of technology. It's a journey of intelligence. And that was the first question, how AI was invented, that somebody asked that, can machines think? So can machines think like humans? So that was a starting point for exploring the intelligence. And this technology exposes us to different dimensions of intelligence and helps us to become more complex thinkers, where we can solve some real good problem statements in our organization for our own people. So has a great power. I think we are just still at the tip of the icebergs. Future holds exciting times ahead for us. And let's be curious, let's be brave, let's understand this, let's declutter stuff. Let's not look at things in a more, very black and white perspective. There is a lot of evolution which is happening, and let's be curious and let's be experimental with this technology, and it's fun. So that's what I would like to say, Romesh, to all the participants.
So thank you, Harjeet and Manish, for joining us and sharing your thoughts, your views, some use cases for the AI in human resources. We have taken almost all the questions which have been in the chat, and we tried to respond to all the questions, queries related to the course as well with the feedback. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us and sharing your queries and your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Rajiv. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Romesh.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Harjeet.
And
Thank you, Manish.
thank you.
See you.